Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marina and this channel is about traveling with a hidden disability and going to Universal and to Orlando in general. And most of the time I am doing and talking about the theme parks, but I think maybe take you guys more often with me when I am doing my job as a tour guide. I started it, I filmed an intro and everything with a day in my life because the situation was involving quite in a funny but nice way. My work that I was assigned to do was just go to the port and help the Japanese group to their bus. 10 minutes, most of it. Most. They paid me for a complete hour and I was like, yeah, of course I will do. I am the only Japanese speaking guide in our team and I was like, yeah, of course I will help out. And arriving at the port was like my old employee was there and they just suck. I know not a single guide who stayed with them for more than 2 seasons because it's not nice. It's not fun to work for them. So now I am assigned to 12 months. They are working with Get Your Guide. And never had an issue. Always fun. As long as I'm doing my job, they don't care how I'm doing it. And I think this is the best way of working, just to do what you can best and the employee is trusting you completely. And it's completely nice. But when my guests are booking with 12 months, they are not booking the shore excursions from the ship. And my old company thinks they own the harbor, the terminal, as soon as they are there, because they are providing the shore excursions from the ship. What they don't realize is that it is a public space. Sometimes there is even an AIDA at the same terminal. It's not their space. The parking lot does not belong to them. But of course, they are trying to spin it this way. So my bus arrived and they were like, your bus is not allowed here. And I was like, it is. I have a wheelchair user. My bus will park in front of the terminal and there was nothing you can do about it. And the good thing is a co-worker, woman who was also assigned with 12 months, she was working for the harbor. Most of the time with AIDA, but she knows the terminal and the rules. And I just kicked back and relaxed the show as she was explaining them how stuff is working out. And yeah, it was a little bit of a hiccup because I was assigned to a group. She had 3 groups. I was assigned for the Japanese speaking group. And she was confused that my group was not on her list. And I was confused as heck. But I was like, this is my bus driver. I have his number. His name is Günther. I make sure the group is going there. So I welcomed my group. They were completely able to speak English. I had Toothless with me, of course, why not? And they fell in love with Toothless from the moment they saw me in the harbor. And they were so impressed from my Japanese, and I was like, it's not that great. I only can make a few phrases and can help you out to the bus. And then there was a problem that my bus driver was not able to speak a single word of English. And as I said, there was a wheelchair user. And my bus driver also had never been to Lübeck before. And I was like, great, this is not going to work. I don't want to have these Japanese people a bad time. And they were like, can you please come with us? And I was like, I'm not getting paid for it. I only get paid for the 10 minutes I'm bringing you to the bus. And I tried to call my agency and I was like, hey, can we do something for them? And they were like, no, I'm sorry, they only booked this service. And I was looking at her and she was so helpless. And I was like, you know what? I have no plans for today. I take a free trip to Lübeck. I make it work. I will help you out with the bus driver. I know a place in front of the Holsten Gate where he can park, and it's just on the other side of the street. And he can pick you up there as well. But most of the bus drivers don't know the spot. only we tour guides, we figured out the city over the years, and we know all of those spots. And the fun thing was, afterwards, I think 5 or 6 buses were there instead of the bus terminal where we legally should go to. But this is a Flixbus station. The Flixbus is coming once a day in the evening, so nobody cares when we can leave our bus there. Never had any issue. And she was so grateful. She was so grateful just to have me around her. Because I know Lübeck, I guide also in Lübeck. I know how to get there. I know every corner of the city. I could help her out with all the facts about the city. Tell her sweet little stories. And I always love to go to the marzipan shop. I always love to buy an ice cream and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I know I don't get paid for it, but it's a free trip for me. I am hopping on the bus. The bus driver was happy because, as I said, he wasn't able to communicate with her. And she was happy because I could help her out. And she gave me a good amount of tip. So it was really appreciated. Even my bus driver got tip really good. I am never expecting tips from a Japanese group because I know it's a complete different culture. She even invited me for lunch and I was like, you don't have to do. I am happy. I'm okay. I did it because I wanted to help. Because, I think they would have been fine with Google Translate and figure everything out. But I was like, hey, no worries. Let's help out each other. And I think this is what people should do more often, especially when you see all the chaos that is going on in the terminal. And I was just like, why can't we just work together? I know we are not from the same company. There was also a third company and they were really screwed. But me and my co-worker were there and we were like, they are also parking here. And there is nothing you can do about it because in the end of the day, all of the guests are going on the same ship and they are talking to each other. And when they notice this ridiculous behavior, it will also get in your way because they can't see a difference if it was a shore excursion or not. They don't know. The guests don't know. So just don't let us start yelling at each other at the port. It's such a stupid German behavior. Just to be, but I am in the right. This is my right to be here and you need to go. And I was just like, can we please work together? Please. And then, of course, I've got one of our buses. Our buses don't have wheelchair access. I was pretty happy she was able to walk. I was helping her up the stairs. Her husband was amazing. He definitely knew everything she needed. And I made sure to look up every wheelchair restroom in Lübeck. So I was like, hey, if you need to go to the restroom, those are the places. And then there was our Niederecker store or Marzipan store. And yes, this channel is about disabilities and it's pissing me off. I was nearly losing it at this store because Lübeck, especially with the cruise industry getting bigger in my hometown in Hamburg, in Warnemünde, all those places are going to Lübeck because it's one of our most famous cities. So it would be awesome when your marzipan store, which you are famous for, would have a wheelchair access entrance. This would be amazing addition. And they were like, we never thought about it. And I was just like, I just want to throat punch you. You are here for, I think, 200 years now, and you never thought about just adding a wheelchair ramp so everyone can go into the store? Are you effing kidding me? It was just, why? So I was helping her. Her husband put the wheelchair up and we made sure she was able to get into the store because I was like, if she wants to buy something, she's going to buy something. You will not start arguing with me. I'm a former journalist. I will win these arguments. I can guarantee you this. So I helped them into the store. And I made a few clips. I decided just to take you guys a little bit with me. Nothing major because, to be honest, there are only 3 nice places in Lübeck. I didn't film the Holsten Gate because I don't know for what reason, but the Japanese guide didn't include a picture in front of the Holsten Gate in her tour. And I was so busy showing them German sausage. I don't know what it is with the Japanese groups. Never had the question from the Americans, but every Japanese group is asking me, where can I buy German sausages? And I'm like, this is what you want to eat when you come to Germany? Okay, we will find German sausages. Okay, I am gladly providing this service to you, to your sausages. The Americans are always, where can I try German beer? But never sausages. It's a complete Japanese thing. And if there was a farmer market in Lübeck, then they will buy all the strawberries. I was so ashamed as I saw how many strawberries those Japanese people were able to eat within half an hour. Because I know the reason fruit and vegetables are so expensive in Japan. And they are so affordable here, and they were just going for it. I mean, I don't care. If they are happy, I am happy, but sausages and strawberries are the favorite of the Japanese, and I just like it. I love my job as a tour guide. She decided to go only to one church. She didn't went into a single one of those churches. I think it was more important for her to give the group 1 hour of time to spend in the city. And I think it's completely legit. I always make sure that my group has at least half an hour to explore, to go to the Niederecker store, stuff like that, drink a coffee, or just soak in the atmosphere. I think the tours to Lübeck are only 2 hours most of the time in the city, and it's not much time. I like to show all of the small little alleyways, but it's nearly a walk for 15 minutes, and if you don't have a group that can walk that far, this is completely get off. Most of the time I know which churches are free to visit. I choose one of those because, of course, the Marine Church is one of the most beautiful one, but I think 12 euros or stuff like that, it's quite expensive to get in there. It's worth the money, definitely, and they need to make sure the building is in shape. Definitely worth the money, and yeah, I would always recommend going there because I tell you a nice little story. There was a mouse sitting behind the throne, and if you touch this little mouse with your left hand, you will get lucky for the rest of your life. And I love those stories. I always tell them, hey, if you go inside of the church, make sure to touch the mouse. And yeah, this is why I love to go to this church. But when I'm going, for an example, with MSC cruises to Lübeck, this church, for an example, is included. So I can go there quite often. And yeah, I go to the other churches for free. So they can at least see and experience one German church, especially for the Japanese groups. It's something they really want to do because it's so different from a Shinto temple. I love to go to Japan and see all the shrines and temples, and they are so normal for them as a church is for me. So I can understand why they want to go. So I will finish my talking part of this video, get back to you with a little bit of footage, and if I forget to say goodbye, I will see you tomorrow. So here I thought I make a little bit of a voiceover. This is the main area in front of our town hall. This building in front of it is the town hall of Lübeck. And it's quite an old and historic building, and I think the architecture is beautiful. And one of the most amazing things is during Christmas time, this whole area is filled up with Christmas market. And I just love it when there were so random things happening, like this band just playing songs. Later on they started playing Sweet Caroline, and yeah, I think this is something that makes Germany so special. Just weather gathering. You see the Ratskeller in the background. It's a place where you can buy and drink good and cheap German beer. So yeah, I thought this would be a nice catch up just to show you guys how beautiful our city is. Maybe at the end of the video I will just add in a few pictures I take over the years when I'm going to the city, because most of the time I am just there as a guide, and as a guide you don't have that much time. This is the this is the St. Marie Church, the church I've told you beforehand with the little mouse behind the throne. And it's one of the most famous churches in Lübeck because it has an astronomical clock inside there. And I think this is also a reason why they charge you for entrance fees. But definitely it is worth a visit if you come to Lübeck and have the time to spend to go inside of the Marine Church, because it's really, really breathtaking when you are going inside. It's nice. And now let's continue with my bus, just to show you how a German tour bus is looking and show you the stair situation. So the bus was quite old and it was a really windy day, and at one point I was sitting at the tour guide seat here in the front of the jump seat, and at one point I was just scared that maybe the door will open up, but nothing had happened, of course. But yeah, this was just a random shot of driving through the motorway and show you a German motorway. And yeah, it's true, you can go as fast as you want, but most of the time road work is going on, so you can't go as fast as you want, because construction work will always be between you and the speed limit. So don't even think about driving as fast as you want. And this is not considered a real motorway. It's a Bundesstraße. I think maybe you can compare it to an interstate or stuff like that. It's just a German thing, and yeah, our bus driver was going for it as fast as he could. Good for him, but as I said, the wind was really a problem. The ship which came in with the guests was hardly coming into the harbor in the morning. They needed to help guides, shuttle guides, I can't remember the English word, the little boats that help tow the ship, and normally you won't need them in our harbor, but it was so ridiculously windy that they needed the extra help just to get inside of our port. And fingers crossed it will leave our city in 3 hours for Litauen. For the next stop is Klepodedia, and fingers crossed the wind will maybe calm down and they have a nice and little trip. And of course, even if I am going to Lübeck regular for photo shooting or shooting for my broadcasting company, I don't have many pictures of the city, so I end this video today. If you want to see more tour guide content, going and guiding through different cities, just let me know. I can definitely make it happen. And thank you so much for watching again. I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.